What's going on, gamers and Pokemon Nintendo lovers? So we have some really good news here. Nintendo promised that they would fix this game, and we were wondering when the hell they were going to deliver that promise, right? So they ended up doing it finally, and the Switch 2 launch is going to be getting this for free. Yeah, they better not have given us an upgrade pack for this, or I think the Pokemon base would have been furious and a lot of other people. So right here, we're talking about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, because this game was massive. It had a lot of hype behind it. New gen, a lot of people were super excited for it. And if y'all don't know, Gen 10 is coming out at the end of next gen. It's going to be from the ground up a Switch exclusive, so look out for that. We're going to see what Game Freak has now. But this game was so huge. Guys, think about this. This is how big it was. It opened and it did 10 million sold worldwide in 3 days on the Switch. It sold insane. Think about that. Opening weekend, 10 million on one console. Yeah. A lot of people were massively hyped for this game, and it was poorly optimized. It wasn't finished, too. Nintendo games never are released like this, but that was Game Freak that did that. I don't know if they were forced to rush it out or they wanted to do that, but I think it has a lot to them being lazy, just not being as skilled as they thought they were, and they learned a lot this generation, and now they have way better technology, so we better not see none of this crap again. But to get out to, the positive aspects, it says, see how much better Pokemon Scarlet and Violet runs on Switch 2 versus Switch 1 in our graphics comparisons. So I have the video over here. Are we ready? This is a major improvement. Just by looking at this automatically, you see it. And remember, guys, this is a Switch 1 game. So this is basically like maxing it out on PC. You can't run any better than this because you basically are playing a Switch 1 game. It doesn't have insane requirements to max out on PC, if you get what I mean. The Switch 2 can do that. So here we have it. We ready for these comparisons? Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. I just had to give y'all the information so that we can know how all this led up to this moment. I didn't buy this game at launch. I skipped it. I was waiting on this. I'm patient. Oh, yeah. So now I'm going to get this, and this is another great game that is going to get the next gen update, and I'll be able to dive into it. And there's a lot of content, a lot of online rating, and a lot of stuff to do. This is a really good game, but it was rushed and not optimized. That's why I still saw it.
Footage of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet running on Nintendo Switch 2. And guess what? The frame rate is way better, now appearing to be a nearly flawless 60 frames per second.
This looks way better, and we're going to find out why.
Although I should note that there still appear to be some slight hiccups every now and then, as I did spot a few duplicate frames in going through the footage frame by frame. Like right here. You probably didn't notice, but I assure you it's there. And right there too. Furthermore, though Nintendo has confirmed the game will run at a higher resolution on Nintendo Switch 2, this new footage is only at 1080p. In any case, let's compare the game.
Yeah, it's going to be 4K on the Switch, so it's going to look even better than this, y'all. With way higher settings, maxed out everything, 60 frames per second, compared to the potato Switch 1 settings, which we're about to look at here.
Running on Switch 2 on the left to the original Switch on the right.
Immediately, let's go back a little bit. Let's stop that. Oh my God, look at this difference here already. And it's zoomed farther out. Once again, let's stop right here. Do we see the difference of that pixel compared to this and the ground? This looks like just potato settings. Look at how much better that is. Let's keep going. We're gonna get a turn here. Look at how blurry that is compared to that. You know, I love doing these comparisons. There's a shadow hovering off of this too. There's no shadow here to see because they can't do it. You could see Psyduck right here. You could see the little NPC right here. The grass looks way better over here. And so does the rock. In the background, you can see everything way better. We see a huge difference here. Let's move up a little bit more. Oh my God, look at this. This looks like some 3DS type of graphics right here, Game Freak. So we see that the grass right here, the shadow is actually separated here. You can see the shadow of the character reflect right here on the ground. Look at the mountains right here and the optimization here. It's way better. There's even a Pokemon there. There's not much here with this smoky little clouds. It looks like crap, and that tree looks like crap. Look at the difference of the way this tree looks, and it looks here. It's way better. This is a difference. And one thing about the Nintendo Switch 2 editions that I want to tell people about that they don't know, they design it from the ground up towards the console. It's not a port over or scale up. They make it for the Switch 2. A lot of people don't know that. Same thing with Cyberpunk. It's designed from the ground up on the Switch 2. I should do a video on that. These are not ports and scaling downs. They're literally from the ground up. And you can tell, like, it's just way better. So, and just look at the way the tree looks right here compared to right here. I mean, but it was still fun. It was a good game. Guys, There's no lighting here compared to the lighting here. There's a Pokemon here. There's something here. Look at this wall lighting compared to how blurry this is. Look at the waterfall compared to seeing it there. I mean, you get no like lighting there. It's all no global illumination, none of that. It's all just badly optimized, and just nowhere near this version. This is a like a next gen leap. Look at the way the water looks there compared to this. There's no Pokemon there. It's dumbed down. There's tons of Pokemon here. Look at them, all moving at the same time with way better tree textures. You don't see that here, and the water is just looks not good. Yikes. Look at the way the building is here compared to right here. Just everything here. It's way better. We're just giving you an example. Remember, this is a Switch 1 game. It's not like it's designed for Switch 2. So and this is all 60 frames per second plus, by the way. I'm pretty sure they may have 120 frames per second mode. Who knows? But what matters is that we're getting that, because it was 30 here with these low settings that are very blurry.
And let's see that one more time at the full uncropped view. And stick around afterward for one odd thing I noticed.
Okay, I like how you said uncropped. So right here is where we see it again, right? Major difference here. You guys can't tell me this. This looks so much more alive, and it has Pokemon there. Once again, there's nothing here because they're trying to like reduce the processing on everything. And they just didn't optimize it well either, to be honest with you. I mean, there's still a limit with it for open world games because that's hard. Like I was looking at a comment earlier. What was it right here? Maybe it was this one. Oh yeah, there's no open world 60 frames per second games on Switch, so that's likely impossible without heavy downgrades. They'll agree on general optimization, but I agree with him on badly optimization. A Game Freak rushed this game, and they didn't update it like they should have. But let's continue looking. We just see huge differences here, though. We're getting what we deserved. It's all right here. That's just so much better. Here's where it's like, oh my God, what a major difference. It's not like it looks terrible on the right, but yeah, I wish they would have had the light version though. That would have been nice. I wanted to see how they really looked and that kind of side-by-side comparison. Remember, this game is fully open world. This is the first Pokemon where it's fully open world and you can go wherever you want. I've always been excited to play the game, but I didn't want to play it like that. So I waited, and my first experience is going to be the experience on the Switch too. So all of you that have done the same thing, let me know what you guys think as we finish out this video of the differences. Are you happy that they're actually giving us 60 frames per second and 4K and, you know, all the other stuff? I know I am. And like I said, that's when I'll support it.
Yeah, that smoother frame rate sure is nice, isn't it? With the Switch 2 60 frames per second being double the original Switch version at its very best. And I gotta give a shout out to Felipe over at Universal Nintendo for sending us a high quality footage from Nintendo today. Make sure to give them a follow if you haven't already via the link in the description below. Now as for that odd thing I noticed, well it actually involves the final battle scene, as I actually had to edit the footage on Switch 2 to stay in sync with the Switch 1 footage, because the Switch 2 footage ended up falling behind compared to the Switch 1. And I'm not 100% sure why this is. My best guess is that on Switch 1, the game is straight up skipping frames at some points, whereas that may not happen on Switch 2. In any case, that's a relatively minor detail that, as far as I can tell, will only benefit Switch 2. But there you go, that's Pokémon Scarlet and Violet running on Switch 2 compared to Switch 1. Let us know what you think of this in the comments below. And with that, thanks for watching, click that subscribe button if you haven't already.
That's Game Explained. You know they do a lot of good things here. But yeah, now you guys are going to have a very playable, good game. And remember, this upgrade is free. They're not charging you for no upgrade pack or anything, you know, along those lines. If people were thinking about that, they already said that they were going to give it to us for free at launch. So we have a lot here. You know, we have Mario Kart World at launch, the Yakuza 0 Director's Cut. We got Pokemon, getting its next gen upgrade. Same thing with Zelda Breath of the Wild, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I'm not interested in the wheelchair game or anything else. And then we got a whole bunch of other games around there too for people who want to get into third party that are only in Nintendo World. You'll be playing Cyberpunk, a lot of other games. You got the Mario Party game coming later on this year with its expansion, and then we got Donkey Kong next month. I'm waiting on that Xenoblade Chronicles Nintendo Switch 2 edition, and I'll be getting that. Excited for that. We got Metroid Prime 4. We got the next Pokemon coming, Legends ZA. There's a lot of games, you know what I mean? Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, the prequel to Tears of the Kingdom, that's going to be dropping this year. Kirby Air Riders. I mean, we got Fast Fusion at launch. There's just so much content. Nintendo GameCube at launch. I mean, and if there's people that are jumping into it now, you got a whole entire generation that you even play on the Switch 1 that you're going to be playing on there, plus everything that's coming out and what's also going to be coming out down the line, too. We know there's going to be a mainline Mario, Gen 10 Pokemon, the next mainline Zelda. You know what I mean? Got Smash Brothers. There's a lot of games. We got the Fire Emblem team. We got the Kirby team, which they're doing what they're doing. So they'll probably be working on something else. I want to see what's happening with the next Luigi's Mansion. I mean, there's so many IPs. Monolith Soft with the Xenoblade Chronicles series. And they also supposedly supposed to be working on a new IP. So I'm looking forward to that. There's just a lot to look forward to. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Like I said, I'm excited for Pokemon this generation. It's finally going to be getting 4K 60, and I can't wait to see what Gen 10 looks like. But first, we got to play Legends. So, yeah, I'll be getting that day one, along with Metroid Prime. Yeah, game is going to be great. All right, y'all. Peace out. I'll be streaming this too, by the way. Later.